they have recreated the German Euro 2024 tactic, the one that has unfortunately seen them absolutely batter my beloved Scotland 5-1. We're going to take a look at the exact lineup they used, we're going to put that into Football Manager 2024, and I'm going to show you exactly how I believe they played. So we'll get right into it and we will show you the results for Euro 2024 with Germany. So here we are, as you can see, we are in charge of the German national team. We have downloaded the real database, so we have Hungary, Scotland and Switzerland in our group. The only thing that it doesn't do, however, is populate the fixtures in the correct order. I don't know why, it can't do that for some reason. So we're playing Switzerland first, Hungary and then Scotland. So far we have beaten Spain 1-0 in a friendly, Fulkrug with that goal in the 6th minute, and then we've beaten Italy, Joshua Kimmich with a penalty in the 3rd minute. So we've beaten Spain, we've beaten Italy already, both narrow wins, but you know, a win's a win, and if we can do that on the big stage, this tactic will be absolutely perfect. So we'll jump right in and show you how the group stage unfolds. So in the open game against Switzerland, we can see Kimmich here with the ball in the box, switches out wide to İlkay Gündoğan, who just manages to trick his way through the defender and the goalkeeper to put us 1-0 up, and that's exactly how the game ended. We won 1-0 with a goal in the 83rd minute. Not easy, but we've managed to pick up the 3 points in the first group game. So against Hungary, we had Mittelstadt down the left hand side, cuts the ball in for Kroos, plays it to Gündoğan in the edge of the box for Musiala, who just rifles that into the bottom corner to put us 1-0 up. Then, not long after the second half, Andrik plays it into Havertz, to Wirtz, Gündoğan in the box, again just slots it past the goalkeeper, cool as you like, and that meant we won the game 2-0, a goal not long before the first half, a goal just after the second half began, and we have beaten Hungary 2-0. So that's us already through the group. We've got 6 points, so we've got a dead rubber against Scotland now. And I swear I have not rigged this, but Turnbull puts Scotland 1-0 up from the penalty spot before Kimmich takes the ball down the right hand side, plays a lovely ball into Sané, who cuts it back across for Wirtz to play it in past Gun, and that means after that we have drawn 1 each, and this is how the group table will end. Finished with 2 wins, 1 draw, 4 goals scored, 1 goal conceded, to finish on 7 points. Switzerland finished below us with 6, Scotland with 2 and Hungary with 1. And that leads us to a second round tie against Denmark, where we also see the Swiss take on Italy, Croatia, Romania, England, Czech Republic, Ukraine v Netherlands, Serbia v Portugal, Belgium, Austria and France v Turkey. So against Denmark, I think we've got a tough game, but I can see us going through hopefully quite comfortably. It didn't take us long to open the scoring against Denmark, as Wirtz here plays the ball in lovely for Kai Havertz, who just easily puts it around Schmeichel to put us 1-0 up inside the 7th minute. Toni Kroos with the corner, rifles that in, Wirtz picks it up to Musiala, who again slots it in the bottom corner. 19 minutes gone, we are 2-0 up. Toni Kroos chips the ball up to Musiala, Musiala cuts the ball back to Kimmich, who plays it to Kroos, and Kroos fires it in for a 3-0 lead after 37 minutes, and that is how the game ended. Goals from Havertz in the 7th, Musiala in the 19th and Toni Kroos in the 38th, and we have comfortably won in our second round tie. This set up a quarter-final clash with Croatia, where Kroos swing the ball in from a free kick and Andrik manages to get the ball in at the second attempt in the 18th minute, and it took up until injury time in the second half before Mittelstadt cuts inside and coolly just slots it past Livakovic to finally make it a bit more comfortable. After that goal in injury time, you just knew the tie was over. However, Croatia had been pressing throughout the game, but we've managed to win that. And with a 2-0 win, we are into the semi-finals. And in the semi-final against Netherlands, it took until the 86th minute for Toni Kroos to play the ball in for İlkay Gündoğan to slot past Bijlo to give us the win. 86, 87 minutes it took, but we have done it. We have qualified and progressed to the final of Euro 2024 on German soil. We'll take on England or France, and we will show you that game right now. In the final, it took until the very final few minutes for Sané to cut it across for Pascal Gross to fire the ball past Mike Mannion to give us the lead before Emre Can puts the ball in the back of the net again in the 96th minute to leave us with a 2-0 win and lift the Euro trophy in Berlin, in our home country. As you can see, Manuel Neuer was man the match here. France had 7 shots on target with an XG of 1.24, but Neuer managed to hold them off. So now we'll go and we'll look at the tournament stats, and then we will see exactly how the tactic plays out. So in terms of team stats here, you can see we scored 12 goals across the tournament, second to England who had 18. In terms of shots, we were down 4th, equal with 65. Few shots against, we weren't on that list. In terms of possession, we were high, we had 59%, only Romania had more possession than us, and we only conceded 1 goal in the entire tournament. Absolutely phenomenal. 7 games, just the 1 goal conceded, which means we had 6 clean sheets throughout the tournament. In terms of player stats, we didn't actually have that many players scoring numerous goals, but we had Florian Wirtz up in second place with 4 assists. Most man of the match, we have İlkay Gündoğan with 3, and of course Manuel Neuer with 6 clean sheets, because you know, absolutely rock at the back. He was absolutely solid for us. And now we'll just take a look at some of the key players that have done this for us. So Florian Wirtz, as we saw, 1 goal, 4 assists in the tournament, absolutely phenomenal for him. And the captain, Ilkay Gundogan, it doesn't show here for whatever reason. It shows he's played 2 games and got 1 goal, but that is completely inaccurate, because if you look at the reports, throughout the tournament he scored goals against Switzerland, Hungary, and in that crucial semi-final against the Netherlands, and he also picked up an assist against Hungary. So the captain led us to the Euros, he won us the Euros pretty much between him and Wirtz. It was absolutely phenomenal. And now we'll get straight into the tactics so you can see exactly how this was done. So this is my iteration of Germany's tactic in the opening game against Scotland. We'll run through the instructions and we'll run through the player instructions in the team. So we're going with the positive mentality. In possession, we are playing fairly wide, we're passing it into space, we've got the shorter passing, we've got the standard tempo, and we're working that ball into the box. In the transition, we've got counter press and we are countering. And out of possession, we have the high press, we've got the high defensive line, we're pressing much more often, we're fighting the short goalkeeper distribution, and we are getting stuck in. In terms of the players themselves, we have Manuel Neuer as the goalkeeper, sweeper keeper on support, no additional instructions. We've got Kimmich as the full back on support on the right with dribble less and stay wider. We have Rudiger as the right sided centre back as a ball playing defender on defend. We have Jonathan Tah, the central defender on defend, both of them just with their standard instructions. We have Mittelstadt at the wing back slot on the left with stay wider. The 2 defensive midfield slots, we have Andrić as defensive midfielder on defend, just set to his standard instructions. We have Toni Kroos as the deep line playmaker on defend. I toyed with having him as a half back, but I think the deep line playmaker just suits the match engine a wee bit better with the rest of the team. We've got him with more direct passes on. And then with the forward 4, we have Musiala on the right hand side, attack midfielder on attack. In the centre with roam from position and move into channels. Wirtz on the left of the midfield 3 here also has roam from position and move into channels, with Ilkay Gundogan in the middle with roam from position. Because as you saw against Scotland, Musiala and Wirtz were all over the place, with Gundogan operating just around here. The 3 of them just caused absolute mayhem, they just tore Scotland apart. I had been quite confident saying we might nick a draw or just narrowly lose, but these front 3 and Havertz up front as the deep lying forward and support with roam from position. The 4 players here just constantly moving, constantly, you know, causing all sorts of problems to the Scottish defence. It was just an absolute nightmare at the back. But taking nothing away from Germany, they played absolutely phenomenally. They executed their game plan to perfection, and this is exactly how I believe it looked. So that's it, that's the German Euro 2024 tactic. Please let me know down below if you've enjoyed this, and also let me know what other tactics you would like to see, either from a historical perspective or Euro 2024 tactics. I'm keen on getting more Euro 2024 tactics out on the channel over the coming weeks, because you know it's a summer of sport. Absolutely great to see. But as always, like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Today I'm bringing you Scotland's Euro 2024 tactics. I know it's not been a great start so far. We've been absolutely battered by Germany, drawn with Switzerland, and it comes into the final game against Hungary. But I'm going to show you exactly how this tactic should work in Football Manager 2024, and let's see, can we win it all? Before we get into the results and the tactic itself, can you do me just one favour? Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoy this sort of content, consider becoming a member on the channel or a member over on Patreon. We have all save files from future rebuilds going there, we have all experiment files that I do, and we also have all tactics uploaded there as well. So if you're wanting any of the tactics, rebuilds, or experiment files that I ever do, they'll all be available to download just from there, and it massively helps me out. I know times are tough, so if you can't afford to do any of those, even though there are 99p options, if you can't afford to do them, just a like, a comment and a subscribe will do me a massive favour. It will really help me grow as a creator. But let's get straight into the results. So yes, just like the Germany tactic video, we have the exact groups that we have in real life. However, again, the fixture list isn't correct. This time it's the complete reverse of real life. We have Hungary, Switzerland and then Germany. So hopefully we've already qualified before we get to the Germany game. And in doing so, just like in the German tactic, we have went with the exact same squad that Steve Clarke has picked for this year's Euros. So let's see, can we take Scotland past a group stage of a major tournament for the first time in history? We'll get straight to the end of the groups. So we open up our campaign with Billy Gilmore taking that penalty, putting us 1-0 up inside the 16th minute before Hungary equalised just before the break from a corner to make it 1-1 going into the second half, before Hungary from Dardai at the back plays it to Schaefer, pressing on forward, Nemeth to Schlobzlai, and he puts them 2-1 ahead in the 76th minute. Unfortunately, we need a goal here, and Ryan Christie plays it into John McGinn in the middle. John McGinn, long ball through to Shea Adams, who manages to equalise in the 87th minute, and that is exactly how this game ended. A 2-2 draw from being 1-0 up to being 2-1 down, 2 each in the 87th minute. A great first result so far. 1 point on the board. Let's see how we do against the Swiss. We have Jack Hendry picking up the ball against Switzerland, playing it out wide to Porteous, plays it to McTominay, who scores a lovely goal from the outside of the box to give us a 1-0 lead early on. For Shea Adams breaking into the box here, cuts it back across, goalkeeper spills it, and it's just pressure on the ball constantly in the box. John McGinn scores from that attacking midfield role that you'll see pressing forward. Andy Robertson plays it to McGregor. Robertson swings it back in. McGinn again from a very tight angle makes it 3-0 in the 48th minute, and that's exactly how it ended. Scotland 3, Switzerland 0, and that might be enough to see us finish second in the group. Ilkay Gundogan for Germany here, playing it forward to Timo Werner to Kimmich, to Gnabry. Timo Werner puts them 1-0 up inside the 3rd minute. Unfortunately, an early goal to lose there for Joshua Kimmich. Plays it to Werner on the edge of the box, just easily walks inside and slots that in the 10th minute, and there you go. Germany 2, Scotland 0. But that result is enough to see us finish second in the group, 1 point above Switzerland, and into the first knockout round of the Euros. The first time Scotland have ever made it past the group stage of an international tournament, so let's see how far we can go. And we play Spain in the knockout round. Koke swings it into Morata. Early-ish goal for the Spaniards. For in the second half, Ryan Porteous cuts inside to Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor running forward with the ball to John McGinn. Manages to just chip it into the bottom corner to make it 1-1 after 90 minutes. Extra time saw no goal, so we saw Shankland firing home a penalty to put us 1-0 up. For Morata then fired another one in. It's going to be tense here. Billy Gilmore again, his second penalty of the tournament. Canales past Gunn in the bottom corner. Lewis Morgan manages to put it in the bottom corner himself. Thiago, the Liverpool player, manages to, again, that bottom corner is getting fired into a lot. Ryan Christie manages to play it right down the middle. Ansu Fati then steps up, he puts it in the bottom corner as well. Ryan Porteous manages to again smash it down the middle. And what you didn't see was Pedro Porro missed his penalty. So we have beaten Spain on penalties 5-4 to go through to the quarter-final stage. Can the Tartan Army hold on? We will see. We'll see how far we can go. And up against the old enemy, England v Scotland. Billy Gilmore again from the penalty spot, steadying himself. He manages to play the ball underneath Jordan Pickford into that bottom corner, and that was the only goal of the game. Scotland 1, England 0 in the quarter-finals of the Euros. As you can see, we had 60% of the ball, we had 60% possession. We were probably the better team overall, and we are through to the semi-finals. This run will continue. Then the semi-finals, it took till the second half for Theo Hernandez went down the left-hand side, cuts it across for a melee in the box, and it looks like Giroud taps that in to give France the lead just for the hour mark. Camavinga up to Ousmane Dembele. He chips it wide for Mbappe, who cuts inside and just slots that past Angus Gunn. 65 minutes on the clock, it's not looking good. Mbappe again the left, back to Theo Hernandez, to Camavinga to Kamara, and Kamara just fires that home. 3-0 in the 88th minute. Nothing coming, but it's that man again, Billy Gilmore from the penalty spot with the consolation goal, and unfortunately that's where our journey ends. We have lost in the semi-finals 3-1 to France, but as you will agree, it's been a phenomenal run. So we'll get straight into the tactic, look at the tournament as a whole and see exactly how we've done this. So looking at the tournament stats as a whole, we had 8 goals, tied 4th with Austria. In terms of most shots, we're not on the list. Fewest shots, we're not there. Possession wise, we're 8th with 52% possession. Fewest conceded, we are not here, but Angus Gunn kept 2 clean sheets throughout the tournament. In terms of the player stats, we can see most goals, Billy Gilmore with 3 and John McGinn with 3. Most assists, we've not got anybody there. I don't think we've really got anybody in any of the other stats because it was a real team effort overall. And in terms of goalkeeping, we've not got anybody there. So there we have it. That is the tournament. As you can see, France have went on to beat Portugal in that tournament. We'll actually take a look and see if the awards have been drawn yet, and they have. Best player, Kylian Mbappe. Dream team, we have Billy Gilmore in as one of the substitutes. 6 games, 3 goals, fair enough. All of them were from the penalty spot, but I would take 3 goals from Billy Gilmore in this tournament, I really would. But now, we'll go straight to what you're here for, and that is the tactical breakdown itself. So here is Scotland's Euro 2024 tactic. To be honest, this is how Steve Clarke has set up his Scotland side for the majority of his time as manager. As usual, we'll go through the team instructions, then go through the player roles, etc. So we're going with a balanced mentality. In possession, we are going to play fairly wide, with the wing backs going out wide, and you'll have the 2 attacking midfielders you'll see they can just play wherever they want, going out wide. We're going to pass into space, play out of defence, we're going to have that short passing, we're going to have the slightly lower tempo, and we're going to be more disciplined. In the transition, we're going to counter, we're not going to press. Scotland aren't really known for their pressing, and we're going to distribute right across the back line, and we're going to have the goalkeeper roll it out. and out of possession we're going with the mid-block, but we're going with a higher defensive line. We're triggering the press more often, we're getting stuck in, and we are trapping outside. We're wanting the ball to stay out wide as much as possible, especially when we have the 3 centre halves in the middle. There's our players. We have Angus Guns, the goalkeeper, just on defend. He's not a sweeper keeper. Scotland will never play with a sweeper keeper. We just don't have the capabilities for that. We just have 3 centre backs, all just central defenders set to defend. We just have them as their standard instructions here. I toyed with playing Kieran Tierney in this position as the wide centre back, but I decided just to have them all as centre backs. That's what they're in because Robertson's not in the squad for some reason. Then we have Ralston on the right hand side, cross more often, and we have Kieran Tierney, who is normally Andrew Robertson, as cross more often, both wing backs on support. We have the ball winning midfielder on defend as Callum McGregor. Billy Gilmore is the deep line playmaker on support. In front of them we have both John McGinn and Scott McTominay, both with get further forward, both with roam from position, because as you'll know when you see them, the two of them are just hunting everything down, hunting absolutely anything down that they can see. And up front we have Shea Adams as the advanced forward on attack with take more risks. So there we have it. That is the Scotland Euro 2024 tactic. It's not done great so far, but as you can see from this simulation, it's done quite well for us. We're semi-finalists in a major tournament. I would bite your hand off for that any day of the week. So there we go. If you've got any other tactics from the Euros you want me to recreate, let me know down below. I've also got a poll on my Twitter page asking what you would like to see tactically after this, whether it be a current Euro tactic, another international tactic from previous years, or if you just want a overpowered tactic, anything you want. I am always open to suggestions, but as always, like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Spain have been the best team so far at Euro 2024, beating Croatia, beating Italy, and just most recently beating Albania to finish top of their group with 9 points heading into the knockouts. So today I'm going to show you exactly how this tactic lines up, and what do you know? Can we win the Euros? So here we are at the start of Euro 2024, we have the exact group, Albania, Croatia and Italy, and again we have the fixtures, not in the correct order, but that's just the way it is. So we'll go ahead and see exactly how we do in the group stages. We've not done quite as well as Spain have done in real life, but we finished top of the group with 7 points, 2 wins, 1 draw. We've managed to beat Albania 3-1, we've drawn with Croatia 0-0, and we have beaten Italy in the final game 3-0, so we are already going through as group winners to the next round. If we take a look here at the fixtures, we can see the last 16 we beat Ukraine 2-1, an own goal and an Oyarzabal penalty put us ahead against Ukraine. In the quarter-finals we faced off against England, goals from John Stones and Phil Foden were not enough to bring it home for the English, thanks to Lenormand and Rodri scoring in normal time before Oyarzabal scored another penalty in extra time to take us through to the semi-finals, where we played France. And against France, again, a very close game. Goals from Nico Williams, Fabian and Cucurella was enough to cancel out Lucas Hernandez and Olivier Giroud's goals. And in the final, we will play Denmark, so this is probably an easy chance for us to win the Euros. And in the final, Denmark took the lead. Ba out on the right hand side swings the ball in across the face for Højlund to put them 1-0 up in injury time in the first half to lead at the break. However, second half, Oyarzabal, again the main man so far, plays it into the box. Morata doesn't get his head to it. Ferran Torres plays it back to Oyarzabal and he manages to slot it past Rono to give us a 1-1 draw with 80 minutes. 10 minutes to go, Ferran Torres switches it back across. Dani Olmo, edge of the box to Rodri. Rodri deflected, Ferran Torres picks it up and he just manages to smash it into the back of the net, and that is how the Euros has ended. We have beaten Denmark 2-1 in a closer game than I would have imagined, but we'll now look at the tournament statistics and then we'll go and look at the tactic. So as you can see, we have lifted the Euros. We'll just take a look through some of the quick stats here. Most goals, we are joint with Turkey, we've scored 16 goals. In terms of most tackles won, we're up there with 150. Few shots against, not there. Few conceded, we've actually conceded more than I would have liked. Clean sheets wise, we are 4th equal with 2 clean sheets. In terms of player stats then, we have nobody in the top goals. We have Pedri amongst the top assists with 3. In terms of fewest conceded, we're not here. Clean sheets, we have Unai Simon with 2. Most tackles won, we've got Cucurella with 26 up there. In terms of key passes, we've got nobody up here. Dribbles made, we have Lamine Yamal with 25 there. If we take a look at the squad, we'll take a look just at a couple of players. Oyarzabal, absolutely phenomenal, as we saw. If we take a look for us, he played 5 international games and he scored 3 goals. Absolutely phenomenal from him. But that's not what you're here for. You're here to see exactly how this tactic plays in Football Manager, so we'll get straight into it. And here we are. This is Spain's 4-3-3. Firstly, we are playing on a positive mentality. In possession, we are playing fairly wide, we're passing into space and we're playing it out of defence. We're going with a shorter passing at a slightly lower tempo, and we are working that ball into the box. In the transition, we are counter-pressing, we are countering, we're distributing right across the back line to the centre-backs and to both full-backs, as well as taking short goal kicks. And out of possession, we have the high press, we're going with a high defensive line, we're triggering the press more often, preventing the short goalkeeper distribution, we're getting stuck in, we're trapping outside, and we are inviting in the crosses. Now in terms of player roles, if we take a look, we've got a sweeper keeper on attack, just as normal instructions. Full-back on support is Danny Carvajal, we're asking him to sit narrower. The right-sided centre-back and the left-sided centre-back, both ball-playing defenders, both on defend as their set instructions. Full-back on the left, we are going with an attacking mentality. He has no additional instructions. The defensive midfielder is Rodri, we're asking him to take fewer risks on support. Fabian is the box-to-box midfielder, we're asking him to get further forward and move into channels. Pedri, the centre mid on support, we're asking him to get further forward, move into channels and tackle harder. Wingers on both sides, both in attack. On the right hand side, we have Lamine Yamal just set to standard instructions. On the left, we have Williams, who we're asking to cut inside with the ball, again winger on attack. And up front, we have Morata as a pressing forward, on attack, just set as his normal instructions. So we have it, we've listed the Euros with Spain with this 4-3-3. Let me know down below what other tactics you would like to see from the Euros, whether it be an underdog, an elite team, or if you saw my previous video, a team that gets battled everywhere they go, like my own team, Scotland. Let me know. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. After 3 draws in the group stages, putting them into the last 16, where unfortunately the host nation Germany put them out 2-0. Denmark are away home, unfortunately, from Euro 2024. However, as one of my most requested tactics so far in the past week, I've decided I'm going to bring you the tactic anyway. We're going to show you exactly how Denmark lined up throughout their journey in the Euros. And who knows, maybe we'll recapture the spirit of '92 and we'll actually win the Euros with Denmark. So we'll jump ahead and go to the end of the group stages. So we're comfortably out of the group stages, having won 2 games and lost 1, scoring 5 goals, conceding 4, to finish with 6 points. We managed to beat Slovenia 2-1, goals from Rasmus Højlund and Jonas Vind, and then a close-fought victory against Serbia where we won 3-2. An own goal from Pavlovic, Eriksson and Højlund on the score sheet, and unfortunately we narrowly lost out 1-0 to England thanks to Jude Bellingham goal. So that means that when we go through to the round of 16, we are facing Scotland. Now, I have a split allegiance in this one, obviously. I'd like to see Scotland do well in a simulation for once, but at the same time, I don't want this video to end too early, so we'll go straight to the next round. So here we are in the 32nd minute, Christian Eriksen swings across in for Jonas Vind to just bullet that header into the corner, and that's how the game ended. We managed to beat my home nation Scotland 1-0, and if you look at the stats, you can see it wasn't actually that great a game, but we've managed to make it through, we've scored a goal, we've won the game, we've kept a clean sheet, and that's what it's all about. In the quarterfinals against Italy, Verratti holds onto the ball on the edge of the box to Locatelli, who manages to just weave his way in and just smash that past Schmeichel in the bottom corner. 1 minute into the game, it was not looking good, but Christensen on the left hand side here, just after half time, manages to swing the ball in, and it's that man again, Jonas Vind, scoring another header, past Donnarumma to make it 1 each, and then in the 84th minute, time dying out, Kasper Dolberg down the right hand side manages to swing the ball in, and Rasmus Højlund puts it past, and that is how the game ended. We've beaten Italy 2-1 in the quarterfinals. We are going to the semi-finals with Denmark. And the opening goal of the game came from the penalty spot as Christian Eriksen slotted past Costa to give us a 1-0 lead before Bernardo manages to get the ball on the right hand side, plays it back in for Bruno Fernandes, who manages to just chip that ball in beautifully after the half-hour mark to level the scores. However, it took to the 86th minute, Rasmus Christensen down the right hand side for us, cuts it back across, Eriksen just thunders that into the back of the net, and we are 2-1 up with minutes left, and again 2 minutes later, Christensen through to Damsgaard. Damsgaard plays it right through the middle into Dolberg, and Dolberg has made it 3-1, and we are going to the final with Denmark. A nice convincing 3-1 victory over Portugal there, and we will show you exactly how we get on in the final. And in the final we're up against England. A Christensen ball right over the top for Dolberg to put us 1-0 up after 20 minutes, and then Saka down the left hand side plays it in, and an absolute mishap in the box there allows Walker to then switch it across, and Bellingham puts that in. It really should have been an equaliser before that moment. But then 67th minute, Kjær to Højbjerg, Højbjerg over to Eriksen, Eriksen through to Rasmus Højlund with a lovely through ball, and that slotted nicely past Jordan Pickford, and that means we have won 2-1 and we have lifted the Euro final. 1992 Denmark won it and it was a shock. It's been a shock again. In 2024 Denmark have won the Euros. Here we are, as you can see, title holders Denmark, absolutely lovely to see. We'll take a look at some of the team stats. In terms of most goals, we are joint with Italy, we have scored 13 goals. In terms of most clean sheets, we're not on that list there, fewest conceded, we're not on the list. In terms of possession, we're up there in 4th with 56% of possession. And in the player awards, we'll take a look. Most goals, we've got Højlund, joint 2nd with 4 goals himself. Most assists, we've got Christian Eriksen down here with 3. Most shots, we've not got anybody on the list. Player of the matches, we've got Christensen there with 2. Best pass completion, we've got Kasper Schmeichel. It tends to be the goalkeepers on this list. Key passes, we've got nobody there. Most tackles won, we've got Christensen with 35 tackles won. 15 more tackles in 2nd place. That is actually a massive, massive difference. In terms of dribbles, we've got Christensen with 27 in 4th place and Ba with 20 as well, joint 7th with Andy Robertson. And now we'll move on to the tactic and we'll see exactly how it works. So as you can see, we're lining up in a 3-4-1-2, a 3-4-3, a 5-2-3, whatever you want to call it. This is how Denmark lined up at the Euros in my opinion. We're going with a balanced mentality. In possession, we've got the standard width, we're focusing play down the left and right, we've got the shorter passing, we're playing at the higher tempo. We're working the ball into the box, we're playing for set pieces and we're dribbling less. In terms of the transition, we are counter pressing, we're countering, we're distributing the ball to the centre backs and we are rolling it out. Out of possession, we've got the mid block, we've got the standard defensive line, we're triggering the press more often, we're preventing the short goalkeeper distribution, we're getting stuck in and we are stepping up more. In terms of player positions and roles, we have Schmeichel as a sweeper keeper on defend, no additional instructions. We have 3 centre backs, we have Anderson as the right side centre back, wide centre back on defend, same with Vestergaard on the left. Then we get Christensen as the no nonsense centre back in the middle. 2 wing backs, both on support. We have Christensen and Bab, we've got both with run wide with the ball. 2 central midfielders in defend, we've got take fewer risks and tackle harder, because for me, Norgard and Højbjerg just sat back, they didn't really go forward too much, they just sat back and provided that defence for the back 3 or back 5. Eriksen is advanced playmaker on support with roam from position because he was absolutely everywhere. We've then got Højlund up front as a pressing forward on attack, just set to standard instructions, and then we have Vind as the advanced forward on attack. So there we have it, that's how I interpreted Denmark played at the Euros in their 4 games that they played. As always, leave a like, comment down below any other teams you would like to see me do this for, subscribe, and as always, I will see you next time.